What is going on, guys? First and foremost, this video is going to be absolutely epic. We're going through a personal session on our private mastermind with my good friend Alan, who's actually doing $40 million a year in his supply chain business and manufacturing company, which is incredible to supply individuals with the best supply chain products, as well as movement forward in processes as well to go ahead and deliver their consumers their physical goods as easy and fluently as possible as well. Guys, definitely watch the whole thing. This is massive alpha value. Leave a like in the video, subscribe as well, and leave a comment down below if you liked it. And we'll be coming at you guys with a lot more content just like this. I'm excited and really eager today to go ahead and kind of intro my man, Alan. Okay, Alan Coughlin, he is literally a rock star. The man does around $40 million a year, okay, in his specific actual manufacturing company. And it's very cool because he's actually set some time for us today to go ahead and answer questions and kind of break down the barrier as to what fulfillment really looks like and what goes on behind the scenes, which is so amazing. So,
hey guys, thanks for logging on. I own Lanto Global. I started the company 7 years ago. We supply e-commerce brands globally. So I have a team of 70 in China and a team of 30 in Nevada, USA, where we have a 3PL. So I flew to China 10 years ago. After I finished my degree, I decided I didn't know what to do. So I said, I'll stay in China, started teaching English part-time, learning Chinese part-time, and I started buying and selling stuff on the side. Lo and behold, my skills at buying and selling were actually quite good. I used manufacture goods in China and sell it to the Chinese at a lower rate. And from there, I just grew. So I grew from myself, a one-man team, going to factories, quality controlling, sourcing products for Coca-Cola, Pepsi, some other big companies globally, to hiring my first team member. But yeah, so I started off supplying companies promotional items. So that's where I learned my skill of branding. We used to put Coca-Cola's logo on pens, umbrellas, you name it, backpacks, we did it. And we used quality check every product. And then about a year into it, I got an inquiry through my website, which was on probably page 30 at the time, to help them cut their cost on an Amazon purchase. So I got the contract, I went to the factory, I shaved 20% off this customer's product price. And I got the deal. And that was my first intro into supplying e-commerce companies. And since then, we grew through word of mouth. My company name is almost unheard of. We have a very low presence online. And last year, we did 40 million in revenue. Even when we started e-commerce, our first customers, and Justin, you know some of them, they were at your event. They were drop shippers. But in order for me to do it correctly, I told them, we have to buy stock. You can't drop ship in China successfully doing $1 million a month. You have to hold stock or the factory will run out of products, lose production speed, and they won't be able to scale and they'll get shut down from PayPal. So all of our customers hold a certain amount of stock. Now, you don't have to be doing $1 million a month. You need to hold about 5 or 6 days of stock at a minimum. In order to crush it, that means fast fulfillment speed, lower cost on products. We can control quality control, so we check our customers' products each and every unit. Questions about quality check, I think it's one of the most underrated services in China, as you are basically putting your trust into someone you've never met in a country where more than likely you're dealing with someone in Shanghai, for example, and the factories in Beijing, and that agent never touches your products either. So that's a massive task that we are able to do if we can hold our customer stock. So then obviously, long story short, we manufacture from the factories ship the goods to us, we quality check them, we return the faulty items to the factory for replacement. In that time, we can either store our products in our Shenzhen warehouse, ship globally, or we can split our stock to our Nevada warehouse and have 2 to 5 days delivery time in the States, and use China for rest of world. So we can play with the quantity. The beauty of having 2 warehouses is we can play with the quantity of our customer stock. So our customers fully trust us to split their stock. And if, let's say, USA runs out of stock and we've stock on the way on a plane, it's going to arrive in 10 days, we can ship from China for 5 days and then stop fulfillment for 5 days while we wait to hold the stock in the States. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, we have full supply chain ability to really keep the fulfillment going, if that makes sense.
We have systems, right? We're able to run up our ad spend, get great, revenue and sales, but none of that matters, right? If we don't have our supply chain locked in, right? And that's one of the most important things. And that's why I wanted to bring Alan here today, because he is the most elite gentleman I know in this space to walk us all through exactly, okay, what it really takes to have a proper supply chain. Okay. And like we say, there's many other people out there, right? You're always going to be options, but you want to work with people who genuinely have your best interest in mind and have experience like this gentleman, right? So as we move forward, let's understand the key to massive success in a sustainable brand is a proper supply chain. Okay. It's not how high you can scale. That's all the strategic, marketing side of it, which is what we're really, really good at. Right. But there's one thing that we really can't go ahead and control, and that's who actually we work with while we actually scale our business. Okay. And it's important that we work with the best, because when we go ahead and utilize individuals, we're not going to be doing it ourselves, right? We're going to have to go ahead and rely on that person, that business, whatever. So you want to be, utilizing the people that we push forward here at BSF. There's lots of people in Facebook groups who have random facilities and whatnot that will say random things, but you want to really vet who you're working with, which is really, really important. So Alan, with that being said, so let's say someone's doing, let's say $100,000 a month, right? And they want to go ahead and start to kind of really move into building their brand up, better supply chain, getting quicker processing times, quicker shipping. They really want to take their business to the next level. What does that process look like? And not only what does it look like from the kind of like the store owner's perspective, but also behind the scenes, what goes on for you guys when you take on a client like that?
The market has changed in the last 2 or 3 years, Justin, since COVID, right? In my honest opinion, if I was to set up a brand, I would use local fulfillment centers as soon as I physically can, like capital, ability to take a risk, and my sales are consistent. Before COVID, shipping from China was cheaper, and our average shipping time was 8 days from China to USA. Now our average time is about 14 days, and it's much more expensive. So that would be my biggest point right now is, if I'm starting a brand and I'm almost 100 or I'm on my 50,000 a month, my goal would be to use local warehouses, whether that's in EU, USA, Canada, wherever your main market is. And from there, okay, so when you get to 100,000, you need to hold stock. Capital may be an issue. You're going to have to talk to your suppliers about getting credit. We give credit to our customers up to $1 million a month, depending on our relationship with them. Some are on $3,000, some are on $1 million plus a month. That really helps our customers just focus on ad spend, which I know nothing about, right? So as you mentioned, Justin, your guys' skills is, I can sell stuff online. I need someone else to take care of my supply chain for me, so that I can focus just on this. I don't want to hire someone. A lot of customers come to us, like CEOs of their business, are at $50,000 to $100,000 a month. And I ask them, how much time do you spend talking to your suppliers? And they say, oh my God, like I'm up all evening because I'm in the USA till 2, 3 a.m. chatting with my suppliers. And then I got to run the ads and make sure I'm up to start the ads in the morning. When we take over after, and companies similar to us, I don't want to just promote my company only. People have, there's other companies that do similar. But when you find a company that you trust to control your supply chain and take on a risk with you, because they will benefit when your sales get to 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 a month, right? They need to show a bit of risk. And that's what we do. We give capital. We don't charge our customers until the end of every 2 weeks or every month, which means we're splitting the risk with those guys. If they get a PayPal block, we don't get paid. So we need to fulfill on time. We need to give honest information about the production time, shipping speeds. We don't bullshit, and excuse my French, our customers, because they will get a PayPal block if we tell them false information. So if there's a production delay from the factory, we are checking daily. The factory will tell us there's a delay. We inform our customers. They can slow down ad spend, sometimes even turn it off if the product's really hot and they're going to run out of stock. We'll know the exact day will arrive at whatever 3PL we are using. That's very important. When you get to 100,000, you need to have a really good communication flow with your manufacturer. And that's one thing in China that a lot of these new agents on these Facebook groups say is, we've 7 days delivery to the States, and they put up tracking numbers. We have tracking numbers that deliver from China to California in 4 days. But it's so rare that our average is 14. So we have some that take 40 days, and there's no reason for it. It's got delayed, and it's in USPS, and just doesn't seem to catch the boat or whatever. So there's a lot of BS floating around on these groups. Production time is the killer. Even with our constant interaction, some of our customers will run out of stock for a SKU, because if they have 50 days of stock left and they double their ad spend and their sales double, then their days of supply halves, and then you are 20 days without stock. So it's also about talking with your media buyers, if you run the ads yourself, and making a really good system for your supply chain to know where I can scale, when do I have to slow down my scale, or else you're screwed. You're going to, with Facebook score these days, unhappy customers due to COVID, it's very hard to keep a good store if you don't have stock. Right. If you guys can sell, I think supply chain is the second biggest thing on your list.
100%. And that's a great way to go ahead and put it. And it's it really is timing with your stock, being able to go ahead and know when to order, knowing when to scale, knowing when to scale back, and turning off ads is, things that we had to do in this community, right? I have to have people turn off ads because they don't have a solution like this in place yet, right? Or maybe they did and they didn't have to go ahead and turn off ads. I've seen it time and time again, right? And that's huge. And that's why it really is important to vet who you're working with and just to make sure they're on the same page as you. So I think that's huge, Alan. And now one more question from Naradi as well. Do you do custom packaging?
Oh my God, we do so much custom packaging. It's insane. We custom package the mailer bags. If a customer wants to, inserts, actual packaging, products, new molds, everything. So when customers come to us as drop shippers in the past, we like when I was starting off, like probably 5 years ago, I started doing drop shipping, supplying drop shippers. They'd come to us, and then I'd jump on a call and I'd run through them, and then my team would help them brand their products with their logo. And it's really cheap. Like, you can start being a brand by selling Chinese products, like Chinese factory products, right? By just putting a sticker on your mailer bag. And that's like, a 7-cent sticker. That's the first way, the cheapest way to start branding. So you have a black mailer bag with a white sticker with your brand name. And then the next step would be to brand the mailer bag, the poly mailer bag that most AliExpress shippers use. You can brand that for about 10 cents, 11 cents, obviously size depending, changes the cost. So you can make that as beautiful and put any product inside. So what we used to do for drop shippers or people that sell multiple SKUs, we would have their branded packaging where any product can go inside, but at least the customer gets a beautiful mailer bag with the Shopify name, right? And then they can take out multiple products from inside. But that's the first step to branding. And then we always push our customers to get in to actually, like if you're selling a mascara, for example, with a Chinese branding on it, we would get the artwork files, get a designer for them if they need, or they might have a designer and get samples made. And then they see their own brand. It doesn't cost that much more. At scale, it's cheaper because you don't have, 1,000 other dropshippers selling the product. So you control your own price then of the product. So yeah, we push our customers to start branding. I think out of, we might have 40 or 50 customers at a time. We don't take on the volume of CJ or WEO. We keep a very tight family, and because I talk to every customer that comes on board. But I'd say out of 50 customers we do now, I'd say 49 of them are fully branded. Very and cool. One is probably getting branded at the moment.
Right. And that little kind of, even just the sticker on the bag, that just increases the perceived value at the doorstep. That's what people understand. Like, now it's all about consumer satisfaction, right? The days of 2016, 2017, scaling 30, 40, 50, 100K a day with a fidget spinner, right? And then not caring about the supply chain are over, right? This has to be it's pretty much the most important part, right? We're not even considering product because you don't need a fulfillment solution if you don't have a winning product, right? So this is the most important piece to dial in, which is why I'm so happy that you hopped on today and are really walking us all through this behind the scenes kind of spectrum for you, man, which I really appreciate. So with that being said as well, one question I do want to ask, like, are there any like little hints or tricks that you can walk my people through today that you've seen your brand owners utilize to go ahead and just be more prepared, maybe order stock in advance? What are some like little kind of nuances that could really help ease the process and consistency as my people continue to scale forward?
Yeah, that's a great point, Justin. Like when you have consistent sales in a product, and let's say you order a month's supply, okay, so you've ordered 30-day supply, and you know you don't have to order again in 15 days. We would tell our factories today, start making the boxes and the tube of the mascara. Don't fill it with the product, just make the components. And worst case scenario, if we don't reorder ever, we'll pay for the boxes and the components, which is about 20 cents. But a tube of mascara might be $1. You get what I'm saying? So if you can build that with your supplier and say, hey, get the packaging ready, which is the cheapest part. And don't worry, if I don't reorder, I'll buy the packaging off you. And if I do reorder, just fill it when I tell you in 15 days time, and it takes 10 days.
Get you so ahead.
Yeah, you save 15 days. So that's what we do, because we build a great relationship with our suppliers from the start. We tell them, we're going to order 10,000 units, but we want you to prepare 20,000 units packaging for us. And no matter, we'll contract it with you that if we don't order the finished 10,000 units, we'll pay the packaging price, no problem, because it's, cents on the dollar compared to the product cost. So that's a way to half your production time with your supplier. And if your supplier is a partner with you, they should take that risk and not even charge you, because they're going to benefit if you fill the product. And if not, your business is not work, you won't see them again. So that's the main way to cut production time.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Hopefully you enjoyed that incredible mastermind I walked through. I'm sure you guys have saw the incredible value given by Alan and myself throughout the entire session. Alan's an absolute stud and a rock star, and it's really just awesome to go ahead and be able to provide this to our inner circle BSF students, people who are actually doing $40 million a year, some of the best in the game for manufacturing and fulfillment. And there are private connects right here for our BSF private clients, which is awesome, guys. So leave a like in the video, subscribe to the channel as well, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video as well, guys. See you soon.